Hi guys, here is SIDDqlo with a bad English and the worst video quality on YouTube ever, as always providing my small audience with some fresh Nintendo Switch indie games, honest reviews.
And you play cards without any arm. Just put them your feet. Yes! Cristo!
Shishi Timeless Prelude is a game developed by Shishi Studios, originally released on Steam in 2022 and now available on the Nintendo Switch. Timeless Prelude is also the sequel of the upcoming Shishi Ballad of the Oracle, a game shown in 2020 and that I felt it kinda disappeared from the radars. In Shishi Timeless Prelude, you will be first prompted to choose the difficulty, the mode to play the game, and one out of two characters. Despite the game being named Shishi and developed by Shishi Studios, the characters you can choose are named Elia and Morrigan. There is no Shishi, it doesn't matter how hard you look for her, there is no Shishi in the whole game. Being an indie game reviewer isn't easy. You rarely get to show good games, and the info publishers sent you are often misleading and won't give you any hint about the game, before you actually get the game and thus accept to review it. To give you a clear idea of what I mean, I'll let the robot voice read some info they gave me in the press kit for Shishi Timeless Prelude, that I will comment right after.
Chosen by the goddess, the young Elia is about to start a great adventure to protect the kingdom. However, she must first complete her training.
Okay, so we really got to read in between the lines. You see that young Elias is about to start a great adventure. I also made it bigger. Okay, that means that the game does not include the young Elias' great adventure, because that's about to start, presumably in the next chapter of the Shishi saga. All we get in Timeless Prelude is her training, the training she must first complete, of course. More from the press kit.
As she explores the timeless sanctuary, Elia becomes stronger and learns spells that will be essential to succeed the trial.
This claiming is actually reliable and almost flawless, but it also does not give many information about the game. It says that she explores the timeless sanctuary, which is actually true since there is just one dungeon in the whole game. It also claims that Elia becomes stronger and learns spells, which again is true, but it is a lie that they will be essential to succeed in the trial. In fact, infinite and simple melee attacks will often deal more damage than the limited magic spells, which besides the cool animation will often deal the same or even less amount of damage. Spells will be helpful for the last fight of the game, but besides that, there will just be some animations slowing and hindering your gameplay.
Nothing can beat an oracle. Fight enemies in turn-based battles with the spells and items you will find during your exploration, and show that you are ready to save the world.
Nothing can beat an oracle is particularly true. It doesn't matter which difficulty you take, easy, normal and hard will all be extremely easy, and you won't die unless you want to, and even then it won't be that easy. It's actually easier to survive and complete the game than getting a game over. That is until you meet the last boss, which is also the only boss in the game, on hard mode. The last boss is quite tough, and it will copy the element of the spell you cast on it. In order to beat the last boss on hard mode, you'll need to be plenty of potions and exploit its weakness by doing spells in a wheel. The game has three modes: Classic, Arcade or Halloween. Classic has levels and exp, while the other two modes don't. Halloween has darker lights and uses jack-o'-lanterns instead of pots, and that's it. Basically, it doesn't matter which mode you choose, you'll always find the same gate. Completing the game for the first time took me about 30 minutes. Consecutive runs didn't took me longer, and changing the difficulty or mode didn't change my times by much. I think we can all agree that 30 minutes length is a bit short for a $10 with a game. I know it sounds like a paradox or a sorta, but even if those were the lengthiest 30 minutes of my life, and even if I wanted to shut down the game way sooner than its end, I still pretend Shishi Timeless Prelude to last longer than 30 minutes. Cioè, lo chiamano timeless. It's worth to say that Shishi Timeless Prelude has in-game achievements, stuff like kill 20 enemies of a kind or break 1000 pots, and by obtaining those achievements the game will reward you by unlocking some more characters to play your adventure. It's also worth noting that changing characters won't change the gameplay at all, so I don't really think we can speak about a replay value here. Also, one last character is hidden and unlockable only through a DLC. Quite a paywall that developers could completely avoid, especially considering the game itself is already a sort of a roadberry for many. What kind of world do we live on when even Shishi Timeless Prelude has meaningless in-game monetization options? Does this make any sense to you? It's like begging. Please, developers, unite and stop this mess. How rich can you get by selling Shishi Timeless Prelude characters? I'm just wondering, I might be the one completely off and wrong here. I just see this as a desperate way to grab some falling coins with almost no effort. It's like roaming the streets naked because eventually someone will fit a coin into your asshole. That's it. In video game, transactions are just like assholes, waiting for some mega money dildo to break through. And the fact that they are gaping at children's pockets is just disgusting. Back then we had expansions. Oh my good old ages. Expansions were like completely different from what they are now. It was like your girlfriend telling you, hey, you can totally lay me down for a slice of pizza. And then, after a while, suddenly, her cousin, which is the real expansion, will come at you and tell you, hey, you can bang me as well if you add fries to your menu. Expansion cousins weren't exactly the real game, but they look and felt quite similar, and came from the same developer's family. Nowadays, new transaction games are just like Gruyere, the Swiss cheese plenty of holes. There are so many missing spots that you wonder if it was actually quicker to remove the good parts from a real cheese, or if they already built the cheese around the holes. And just like when I stare at a donut, I can't stop but question myself asking, where the hell went that huge missing part in the center I already paid for? Shishi Timeless Prelude is a video game, and that's already something. In Shishi you will experience a role-playing game reduced to its minimum terms that will last about 30 minutes and offer you no challenge for the whole time. There is some sort of replay value, but since a run takes less than half an hour, even replaying the game will struggle to offer you more than 2 hours of playtime. It's worth to mention that there are no considerable bugs, but there is also no considerable game as well. Take it or leave it there, Shishi Timeless Prelude is now sold on stores for $10.